Okay, Reality Supreme Being on the air. It's September 7th, 2011, and I got to straighten the camera here. All right, new comments from a depressed, abused individual who's been abused for more than 30 years by your United States of America, the state of California, the city of Los Angeles, and all the other crap that your collective society dishes out to people that don't deserve it. Now, the bottom line here is that there is no government on the planet Earth that really fulfills its contracted obligations. They talk nothing but high baloney bull crud about what they supposedly, quote unquote, are doing. In the news today, I saw people in Texas whose houses were on fire, and they said, oh, 300 homes were lost. Then they say this guy that walked into a restaurant who killed some National Guardsmen, that it wasn't a terrorist act and that he was mentally ill. I'm going, this news commentator needs to have her head examined. I'm going, wait a minute, let me understand something. Are you suggesting that because this guy was mentally ill and he shot these National Guardsmen in a restaurant, that that was not a terrorist act? But yet, you're suggesting and leaving some people to believe that terrorists are of sound mind. That they're of sound mind enough that they know what they're doing when they kill a bunch of National Guardsmen or U.S. infantry soldiers. But that a person with a basket case, mental case, has an excuse. That's what they said on the news. Hey, take my word for it. I mean, you people would rather look at sex and all this other garbage on YouTube because you get 10 million views for semi-nude models, more than 10 million views for Lady Gaga, more than 10 million views for all these other dumb things. I mean, granted, they're okay to look at, but why are you people even looking at it? Have you seen the news lately? They say they're going to cover all the candidates. At least that's what this one news say. We're going to cover all the main candidates. Well, wait a minute. What about the non-main candidates? Don't they deserve equal attention? You know, your society, this is why I am so full of hatred. Because my life has been abused, 30 years worth of civil rights violations, and I have documented records of it. There are records right now in City Hall in Los Angeles that show all of my arguments against the police department, the parking enforcement, the mayor's office, the city council, all of them. Your whole society. You know, rather than point out and delineate that it's California's fault or it's the city of Los Angeles, city and county of Los Angeles' fault, it's all your fault. You have a collective system of government called the United States government. You all pay taxes, and you are responsible for the deaths of innocent children in other countries. You are responsible for all the bad things that go on, as well as, well, whatever good things can go on. But good generally doesn't win, okay? Evil usually wins, unless good is very, very crafty and very, very careful. That's the real reality. Most people have this DNA that's partially linked to intelligence, but the other half of the DNA is linked to the animal world, which is why human beings have so much trouble staying focused. Not focused about the garbage and the ego trips that all these politicians and even people from the normal street life, they all have ego trips too. They're all different, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, they said, so that's why you have all my other videos, and I'll bring it up again, why I'm so full of hatred. Yeah, I'm glad when arsonists attack. I don't have to ever do anything wrong. Why? Because there's plenty of nutty people that'll do it for me. When I see police shot to death or die, whether it's in line of duty or not, I go bravo. When I see parking enforcement fall on their face and they get hurt or something, I go bravo. When I see hundreds of thousands of acres and homes burnt, welcome to the club, because your society took my homes, plural, took my motorhomes, my cars, my trucks, my boats, and you used the color of law to do it. And your taxes did that to me. So whoever is looking at this, even if you put me down, remember, you pay taxes, you're a jerk. Male or female, you're a jerk, and you did partial damage to me, whether it was directly or indirectly. You did partial damage to me. So, that being the case, and that being said, there will never be common ground between me and any political realm, or me and any civilization of any kind, because you're all idiots. You put all of your efforts behind the wrong people. You trust people by what you see on the news. The news is full of crap. They're nothing but lies. They're Bilderberg stooges. Obama, Bush, the Clintons, the presidents of France, Germany, all these countries, and the media are all stooges of the rich interest that's gone on since before the 1950s. You're the ones that are responsible for upholding this pyramid where the people on the top, who are the DuPonts, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergers, all the unions, all the newspapers, all the main head people of all these organizations, including the rich families of the world, are pulling the strings. And if you want in, and you want to play the game of president, or the game of congressperson, or the game of senator, you've got to play their game. And that's why my life has been attacked, because I don't play their game. Because I'm smarter than them, because I have an IQ that's way over 200. As a matter of fact, my IQ is 186,000 miles per second. Focused knowledge. You may think that when I talk, I change subjects and I'm all over the place, but I'm doing that on purpose. It isn't being done. It took a long time for me to develop this kind of delivery, because only the people that multitask in their brains as fast as I do are going to be able to understand me and be on my side. And that's a very, very small minority on this planet. Because the majority of people, if millions of people were to see my videos, all of them, and listen very intently, only probably about, if we're lucky, 5% of the whole population in the United States would really understand where I'm coming from. And wouldn't put me down for saying hateful things like, I hope your houses burn down. I hope there's a million arsonists that sets everything on fire. I hope there's tons of people that go crazy and walk into restaurants and shoot a bunch of people. You know why? Because you people deserve it. Because you're stupid. I know how to stop all of that. I've known how to stop it for the last 30 years. And your government has secretly tapped me and been listening and spying on me, trying to get all the ideas for free. Because they know they can't buy me. So since they can't buy me, they'll get it from me by spying on me and by reducing me to living a terrible, terrible life of nothing but hardship and stress, just so they can get these ideas for free. Like my oil tanker. I was on television there. I didn't bring my oil tanker or my oil barge with me, but my oil barges back in 1979 are round, which means you can't sink them. If you knock a hole in a ball that's full of oil and you spin it and point the hole upward, there's no oil spill. It stops. You don't need double wall super tankers. You want me to go on another idea? A water recycling system for every two-story home that would save so much water for the United States that we wouldn't have any more droughts. But that wasn't listened to, and that was developed. As a matter of fact, I submitted drawings to the Department of Commerce in 1985, I believe. 84, 85? Yeah, 85, 86. And then the oil tanker was before that. What I call the sink-proof oil tanker. Oil spill-proof oil tanker and oil barges. Let's see. Oh, and then there's how to stop the war. How to stop all the terrorists. I knew a long time ago how to go into Afghanistan and Iraq and put so much fear into every person that claims to be a terrorist by the attacks, the kind of attacks that I would lead in a fight like that would scare the hell not only out of the people in Afghanistan and Iraq and even Pakistan and all that area. They'd be so damn scared of me, there'd be a price on my head. They'd say, holy Christ. This is what they'd say. Holy Christ. You know, if this guy, holy Mohammed, if this guy continues to attack us like this, we ain't going to have any place to run except to give up our arms and give up. And without any soldier being killed. But see, the government wants to get all these ideas from me for free. That's what they want to do. Now, I'm only 10 minutes into this thing, and I doubt if more than 20 people are going to watch this, much less elect me. Or, like I said, I'm listed as a presidential candidate as HRM Caesar Saint Augustine de, small d, little e, Buonaparte. And you put that, as soon as you put Caesar Saint, you won't even get to Augustine before the internet will tell you who I am, and you punch in on that name and you'll get a whole list of all the stuff that I've done in the past. These people that are running this country, I'm telling you, Bilderberg Group, Trilateral Commission, Council on Foreign Relations, they're the jerks. They're the morons, along with NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, BBC, it doesn't matter which news agency, and every radio station, including Pacifica. They promote themselves as so-called the underground station. Bull crap. I sent them hundreds of news releases. They never had me on. They interviewed me. Speaking of interviews, just Sunday, they interviewed the head of WikiLeaks. Oh, wow. They interviewed him finally. The guy that released all the secret information about the abuse that the United States is doing on the people over there in Iraq and Afghanistan. And I'm going, like I told you just a minute ago, I could have stopped all that from ever happening by instilling such fear, a psychological fear, on everybody involved. As a matter of fact, even all over the world. They would have said, this guy, we either put a price on his head or we just give up to him because he's too smart for us. He will figure out a way to make us suffer while we're alive. He was not going to behead us. He's not going to torture us. He's going to make us think. And that's the worst kind of torture for most people, that they have to think. So you think about this. You think about this when you're looking at too stupid TV and the media is only reporting on the Republicans, Romney, the governor from Texas. Oh, I got people jobs in Texas, so that means I could be a good president. You know, I don't want to be president. I'm already symbolic, the symbolic emperor since 1996 of the United States of America, which was changed in October of 1996 when I overthrew the country symbolically to the United States of Turtle Island. Okay? And there's a reason I call that, and you can go on the internet to find out. But the bottom line to all of this is I don't want to be president. I want to be elected by a plebiscite of the majority of the United States people by a vote to overthrow the United States government and for me to reinstall the Constitution as I draft it. Because I'm the one who's been abused for 30 years and only I know what's necessary in a Constitution to guard your civil rights, your right to a job, your right to a decent marriage, your right to a decent family, your right to privacy, that people keep their nose in their own yards where it belongs, and so on. That it's illegal to hire posse members to report on your neighbors because it's the wrong direction to go. Period. There is no return argument. There is no rebuttal to anything I say. And if you don't like the racial comments I made, hey, they were made on purpose. On purpose to get shock effect because you people don't listen. You don't care. So you go ahead and vote for the puppet Republicans and the puppet Democrats that are all at the behooving of the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, the rich corporations that pull all the strings. Writers in movies come up with these ideas and they spell it out on the movie and people walk away without even thinking. See, like I said, thinking is the worst form of terrorism because you have to think. In the movie Network, it's mentioned about the rich people running things. In the movie Dave, what's his name, mentions the Trilateral Commission. In many different movies, they say these things, but it's all subliminal. It seems to be heard but not really paid attention to. We're 14 minutes and 45 seconds into the tape. I want to install a new Constitution at the signatures of all the people of the United States, the majority, and I want to place into that provision